Welcome everyone to MLS Playoff Central. I am Andrew Wiebe, with me Caitlin Carr and Matt Doyle. We are talking Columbus Crew SC and NYCFC. It's going down on Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN, TSN 1 and 4, and TVA Sports. And guys, what I'm thinking about right now are legacies. This is when they're made in the MLS Cup playoffs, presented by Audi. And David Villa is the guy I want you to focus on right here because he's had an incredible start to his MLS career. 63 goals, 21 assists in 94 matches. He has been absolutely dynamite. The MVP in 2016, scored this incredible goal, had an argument to be in the MVP race for 2017, though I think Diego Valeria will get that honor. NYCFC, though, fell flat last year against Toronto FC in the playoffs. He's 36. His career doesn't go on forever. Do they need a deep run? Does he need to make a difference this year, Doyle, in the playoffs to cement that MLS legacy in the place he wants it to be?
It would help. It would definitely help, but I don't think David Villa is done after this year. I think he has one more excellent year in his legs. But when we talk about the greatest players of all time in this league, Landon Donovan's name is obviously the first to come up because he kept winning. I think Robbie Keane, his name comes up. Marco Echeverri. These guys put up the numbers and they won the titles. They won MLS Cup. They won Supporters Shield. They won Open Cups. If David Villa wants to be in, and obviously David Villa is on a level of his own in terms of what he accomplished in the World Game, but if he wants to be in there in terms of his MLS legacy, I think he's got to win an MLS Cup, guys.
The idea of commenting on David Villa or questioning David Villa's legacy is sacrilegious.
Just as MLS legacy. Come on, the man won a World Cup, so we know what he's done.
But it is true. You don't remember the teams or the players necessarily always that didn't win an MLS Cup. When you think about from a specifically MLS sphere of the world.
I mean, think about Valderrama versus Echeverri, right? We all know that Pibe had the greater career
Cuauhtemoc Blanco versus Schelotto.
Right, exactly. And like they're all great players, unquestionably. But in terms of MLS lore and canonization, it's Diablo.
Look, nobody's questioning David Villa's legacy here. MLS, he's got something to prove. Before we get out of here, New York City FC, what are their chances at winning MLS Cup? Because if you talk about Robbie Keane, you talk about Landon Donovan, this isn't an individual thing. No. They didn't win it by themselves. They had a team effort here. Does NYCFC have what it takes, Kaylin, to help David Villa along towards completing that goal? Yeah,
I think when you look at their team from last year to this year, it's night and day. I mean, they've shored things up in the back, starting with Sean Johnson and Callum. They've got that midfield figured out with Herrera and Ring, and then they've got some nice pieces on the wing, Rodney Wallace, some pieces around them. Jack Harrison's emerged. The challenge for me is that they haven't played in a little while Columbus Crew SC has that playoff sweat and experience just playing that huge match against Atlanta United. So two different propositions for these teams.
The two guys you mentioned, Rodney Wallace and Jack Harrison, back at the start of the year when NYCFC was playing real well, those guys were getting forward and getting goals. Neither has been particularly good in the second half of the year. So like you said, can't just be David Villa by himself. He needs to get goals from his wingers. I think they'll do it. I like this NYCFC team a lot.
Patrick Vieira learned his lesson last year with that TFC, learning about how to play a two-legged system in MLS. I think he'll be a lot more pragmatic here.
Yep, they're the 2 seed. They had the bye. They're on the road in the first round at Columbus Crew SC at Mapfre Stadium on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, ESPN, TSN 1, 4, and 5, and TVA Sports. And, of course, we will be right here for MLS Playoff Central, presented by Audi at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Come join us. We'll talk Crew SC and everything going on there, as well as this matchup. We will see you then, everybody.